Good morning, good afternoon, or for those of you that are watching really late at night, good evening. Thank you all from our marketing guy, and I am here with one of my best marketing friends in the world, Kay Wallace. How you doing, Kay?
I am awesome. How are you, Hank?
Fan freaking tastic. I'm good. So Kay and I love talking about marketing stuff, and she got something in the mail this week, and we wanted to bring it to all of y'all's attention. So, hey, Kay, what did you get in the mail?
Well, interestingly enough, now I recently moved into a new home, and you're always getting these welcome packets and and all this stuff, which is great. It lets me know what's going on in the neighborhood,
You're on the
and
list.
and yes, and I've been ordering a few things as well. So I've had some packages delivered to the house and all this. So I actually got this nice little card in the mail. So I don't know if everybody can see that.
Okay, so it says DMC Services. Let me lock on you. DMC Services in Florida. Now, wait, you're not in Florida. You are in a different state. Okay, so it's one of those. It's a mass mailing.
Correct.
What's the other side say?
Okay. And now I can, of course I could have ordered something from Florida, right? So this
Yes.
is the other side.
Delivery notice. We've been trying to deliver an important package to your home. As always, we try to offer prompt and courteous service. Therefore, please contact our office during business hours and ask for our delivery services. It doesn't tell me what it is they've been trying to deliver to you, Kay.
Okay.
There's nothing there.
Um, so, I'm you and I being marketing people, and I feel like I'm pretty in tune to catching on to something that's, real. I mean, I have clients, as you know, that send me emails on a regular basis or
Mhm.
phone calls that say, please tell me, is this a scam? Because there's so many out there, and I
Yeah.
do the research, I do my due diligence, and I mean, this is my clients pay me to so they can avoid these scams. Well,
Especially for those stuff because since you're an online expert and there's tons of them online.
exactly. So now, but I don't do, and I wanted to ask you about this because you don't do as much online. You do that, offline marketing, and so I wanted to get your perspective because this one just flew right by me. So I'm actually out walking the dogs, check the mail. I've got my phone, and I went, oh gosh, well I've got some things on order. I'll call.
Hmm.
So I called the 800 number, or the toll-free number here, and she asked for my tracking number that's in this little box, right?
Uh-huh.
And I give it to her, and she's, would you please confirm your name and address, which I did. And as a lot of the big companies do today, Verizon, AT&T, you call them, and a lot of times, you get disconnected. So they'll ask you, which is a great customer service tool, can I have your phone number in case we're disconnected? I can get back to you.
Uh-oh.
Again, didn't think anything about it. Sure, I'll give you my phone number. She says, well, let me put you on hold, and I'll find out where your package is. Okay, she comes back a couple minutes later and says, yes, we're trying to deliver a box of free Tide since you're a new homeowner. I
Okay.
said, okay, well, I've been home and there's not been any delivery. And she says, well, how many loads of laundry did it? And so then I start to clue in.
Uh-oh. Market.
Okay, there's something not right here. And anyway, so she proceeds to ask me a few more questions, and and then she says, well, we'll get that right out to you. When is a good time for one of our guys to come out and deliver your Tide and do a survey on your water in your home?
Oh dear.
I
Okay.
said, I don't want anybody to come out and do a water survey in my home. And she says, well, that's the way that you're going to get your free delivery of Tide. I said, well, my response was, this is a bait and switch. You can't do this. This is I mean, that was my first thought process. Isn't this illegal?
No,
I don't know if
actually, it's not illegal. I mean, they're offering you a free gift,
but
and
only if
they
they can
weren't.
test my water.
Well, but they're not trying to. They weren't. It's not technically a bait and switch. They're not offering. They're not trying to sell you something and then switch you to something more expensive.
Okay.
I mean, they were. What that really is hey, free gift with if you let a salesperson come to your home. They are just doing a really. I will just call it poor marketing. But
Okay.
if you send out hundreds and thousands of those, and let's say it's a water filtration product without naming names of any companies or anything. Let's just
And
say
I assume that's what this is.
okay.
Yes.
Let us say that service company, they contract out with a water filtration company and all sorts of other, they could do an alarm company and all sorts of other home services and say, look, we will deliver X amount of leads to you for X amount of dollars.
Okay.
And then they go to every county in every state, and if you buy a property, it's a public record.
Correct.
They send thousands of those cards out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the best direct mail marketing, you get 0.25% to 1% return, and that's considered really good. You were in that 0.25% to 1% who picked up the phone and said, "Oh, I want my delivery." It's the human desire to not lose something, and
Right.
and we humans, it's free, and you're giving me a gift. I don't want to lose it, so it's that hook that gets you to call. Now, this one just happens to be, it's something that God, I won't call it completely unethical, but I'll call it borderline bad. It's just bad marketing, and I think it preys on people.
Well, as I mentioned, I did this while I was out walking the dog. So usually I would Google something like this and find out more about it. But
Absolutely.
Again, I've been getting packages. I thought, oh gosh, I better call and see which package I haven't gotten. Now, after I did get home and I Googled them, all kinds of crazy things came up.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a scam. This is So I mean, they're all over the internet.
But you'll notice,
beware of these people.
Hold up that card address side up for a second. I want to talk about something. You see that logo? They're using a Facebook logo on there.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yes, they are.
That's as if they are saying they are approved by Facebook. I don't really know why it's there.
Well, interestingly enough, I pulled them up on Facebook just out of curiosity because since I do social media marketing, that's okay. Do they have a Facebook page?
Yeah.
They
you can put the card down now.
Oh, sorry. They just created it. I thought it was a much better look. They had just created their Facebook page, and it really didn't have anything on there.
Wow, it's using, now that part is illegal. And I know that Facebook, you're not allowed to use somebody else's logo to promote your product. I found that out. I got an email from Facebook. I used a URL with Facebook in the middle of it. Yeah, I got one of those cease and desist, so I had to take it down and stop using it. It was a good try though.
Yeah.
Well, better to ask forgiveness. So they sent me an email. I said, yeah, okay, it's down. So I took it down.
Mm-hmm.
But you aren't allowed to use someone else's logo. It's like trying to put one of the Disney characters on a shirt and tie it to your logo.
Right.
It's not your logo. You're using somebody else's, equity. You're using somebody else's asset to promote you.
Right.
I I would probably scan that and send it on to Facebook and say, hey, and I would let Facebook deal with these folks.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's a very good idea.
and I would say, hey, are you folks approving of this company?
Uh-huh.
So,
Well,
yeah,
it's
this is,
interesting. And what's interesting is if they had a Facebook page, they could put their URL on there.
yeah, find us, connect with us on Facebook, but
Connect us
they're
on
not saying
Facebook.
that.
And
Yeah.
but yeah, there's no connect. There's no. I mean, you're right. It is strictly a Facebook logo.
And what's, on the other side of that picture of the empty box,
Yes.
wow, that's trying to pull on psychologically on the, oh no, I am
I
missing out.
Interesting. See, I didn't pick up on the empty box either.
Yeah, that's one of those those. Oh no, someone else has my box. Somebody else has what was in it. It's that
Ah,
it's the fear of loss is almost stronger than the fear of gain.
interesting. Okay.
And eh, that walks that thin line of marketing efficacy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ethical behavior.
And ethical
Um,
behavior.
Now, in this case, they're just it's not their product that they're offering. They're the go-between.
Correct.
So if I'm a company and they promise me hundreds of free leads or hundreds of inexpensive
Mm-hmm.
leads, that's where they get them.
Well, here's an interesting question. Now, they were very specific, and they didn't say we have laundry detergent. They
Yeah,
said we have Tide,
yeah.
So,
That's another
I mean,
email email to the makers of Tide. If I wanted to take this somewhere, or if I had a legal department, I would say, sure, send somebody out, and I want to see if they're using Tide. Now,
right,
if they bought a whole bunch of Tide at retail and
right.
they want to give it away,
Mm-hmm.
Tide is one of the number one retail products. Um, that's why so much of their product gets stolen, because it is the number one product. But they can give that away.
So technically, what they're doing really is legal, but
It's
for me, the bigger question is it ethical and is it morally acceptable?
Well, those are several questions, and I'm not a lawyer. Now, why don't we put it into non-legal terms? Is it scummy?
Yeah, there you go. Since we're both marketers, I mean, is this something that you would really recommend a client do?
No, never. I would never do it. It's put your name on it.
Yeah,
Promote yourself.
yeah.
Um, don't no. I would never do
Be
it.
above board and straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I thought it was worth us doing this, and I wanted to ask you about it because, you hear about so many people getting scammed and when I actually Googled it, I found some very interesting things. Some people had posted that they actually made an appointment and
Hmm.
said that somebody came out to their house with a, representative badge on that appeared and they let them in and I'm reading going, oh my gosh, you let this stranger in the house that you got from us, but they ended up saying it was very scary and they were very forceful in their sales and very intimidating.
It's that
And
one.
to
It's
they
that one call close.
Yeah, and I mean they didn't want to leave until they bought that water system.
Yeah.
I mean, and so it was. I mean, it was kind of scary. So I wanted to kind of get your take on, dissect this, but also to let people know, be careful. I mean, I pride myself and pat myself on the back. I think I'm pretty good at catching these things, and I didn't, you know.
Yeah, you fell on that one. But
And I mean, fortunately for me, I caught on in the of course in the conversation and
yeah.
said, no. I said, you want to deliver Tide? Just deliver it at my front door. I give you permission to do that. Well, we can't do that.
Now, see, it's that. Well, how big a box is this Tide, and how there's that level of pain.
Uh huh.
What's how much do you put a value on it?
Right.
And evidently your pain for that Tide is not that high, so you weren't willing to let the representative come out.
Well, it wasn't the Tide for me. I'd have taken the Tide, deliver it
Saying,
for free. I
what if
just
it
wasn't gonna let some strange man coming into my house.
what
You
if it
know,
was a set of steak knives?
no,
There are
it wouldn't
probably
happen.
there
It
are
wouldn't
probably
happen.
there are probably all sorts of different products, and you may get another one of those. Okay, the Tide didn't work. Let's increase the offer and see what you'll bite on.
Yeah. See, for me, if I'm going, if somebody, if I'm have a service or a salesperson come to my home, I'm going to be the one to initiate it
Yeah.
and ask you. Not. I'm funny that way. It's not going to happen on a cold call or something like this that I'm going to agree to. Sure, I'll set up that appointment. Have him come on out.
Yeah. So I guess the lesson here is if you're a homeowner, beware. And if you're a marketer, put it up front. Promote if your product is that good, let it speak on its own merits. Come up with your tagline that's gonna make somebody curious to want to call you. Have a benefit statement. And frankly, have a good product. That
Mm-hmm.
above all, if you have a good product, it'll speak for itself. Let your testimonials on your website and speak for you. Uh, that's the best way.
So
So
no, I totally agree, and I appreciate you walking us through some of that. That's I think it's very enlightening. You're right. If you're a new homeowner, beware. This is I guess the new. I call it a scam. Technically, I guess it's not, but
no, it's depending on the state, it's probably legal. You know, I'm sure I would bet there are some states where that stuff isn't legal.
yeah.
But at the very least, nah, I would never recommend one of my clients do it.
No, and nor would I. I mean, I don't. You and I are, do the same. We're in the same industry. We just, But I totally agree with you. I would never recommend any of my clients do anything like this. I mean, I totally agree with you. If you've got a product or a service, let it speak for itself. Or if you are your business or your
Yes.
service, be honest, be above board, be ethical. You know, go to bed with a clear conscience at night.
And don't make Kay feel silly for calling you while she was walking her dog.
Yeah, I was a little annoyed with myself, but
Yeah.
that's
Because then
okay.
I'm gonna have to do another one of these Google Hangouts, and we're gonna have to talk
I,
about something else.
hey, everything happens for a reason. I thought this was a great way, and that was my first thing. Is like, you know what? I want to get Hank on a Google Hangout, and so we can videotape and walk through this, and really, what is legal, what is illegal. I know we're not attorneys, but what is ethical or unethical, and how some of this stuff works
There
because
you go.
people get had all the time, and I know you're on it and you caught some things that I didn't certainly would have never caught. So thank you for that.
Oh, you betcha. All right, so why don't we let people know, if you want some information on marketing your business, if it's a marketing plan, hey, give me a call. If you need to market your business online, then hey, Kay is the person. Kay is the person. She's my go-to woman. She's my go-to company. At Tools to Connect. And there'll be a form attached to the bottom of this video. You can fill that out, and we'll get back to you. Or if you just have a question, both of our toll-free numbers are there. Call them. We'll answer questions. It's kind of what we do, and we're glad to answer them. Right, Kay?
Absolutely, always. It's always about the education and empowering people in their business.
There you go. Empower to the people. All right. So that's Kay Wallace from Tools to Connect. I'm Hank Yuloff from OurMarketingGuy.com. See you soon.